How is everybody doing? You guys know what time it is. Would you dare? Yeah, we back. All right, you guys. I'm not going to be on too long. I've been up since 1:28 this morning. I'm really tired, but just got off of a Zoom call. Some pretty good news. I'm pretty excited about it. And then, you guys, they rock me. You rock with me. I always have something for you when I say I got something for you. So it looks pretty good. There'll be some collaborations going on. And so it's not so tied up with the gatekeepers, which is brilliant and it's amazing. It's an opportunity. But here on Would You Dare, we talk about everything extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, ultra-dimensional, supernatural, demons, portals, serial killers, USOs, Sasquatch, Dogman, you name it, we talk about it here. It gives you an opportunity to come someplace and where you're not going to be judged, so to speak. Remember what you used to remember when you were a kid and you had fun with it. So that's what I'm doing. And I only don't do this on Fridays. I usually do it like on a Sunday, but I'm here today. And again, I'm very excited about the collaboration that I just had on the Zoom call. We are in the process of getting another book from Would You Dare out because Run Downtown is still kicking butt right now. We're trying to get that out there. Keep it going, should I say. So we're definitely keeping Run Downtown going. And we got the Trials of Shabazz, the animated, coming out. We got that series coming out. That animated short, because you guys requested. Let me get it right. It's been up for a while. So with that being said, let me put something in here. You guys hit that like button for when you come in, please. Let me see. Put that there. I guess that's pretty close. And let me get something else. And I'm going to say, put that there. So we got those things. Hey, Pink Unicorn. All is well. I wonder how you sleeping. Hope you're sleeping better after what we saw. So again, Pink Unicorn was the sub that actually went with me to Bradshaw Ranch. And we saw all those crazy, spooky things that people say don't exist. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, they do exist. The UFOs, the ghosts, the portals, and something was surrounding the truck, and it had to be, I'm going to say, I think it was Sasquatch. Way better than before, but that's good. That's good. It was last month, again, it was like a birthday thing, and I always try to knock stuff down because, again, I've been all over the world to check out things that some of you guys may suggest, or I just get the inkling to go say, hey, let me go check out the satellites. Let me go check out the Maya temples, the Aztec temples, impact craters, Roswell, Area 51, Skinwalker Ranch. I want to be able to say that I've been to these places and that these places exist. And again, I've seen many things before, but rarely do you see. I rarely see all things that I saw or that we saw at the same time or in the same vicinity. So let me get this over with because I know how YouTube does some weird stuff. Sometimes we start talking about this information and passing this information along. And again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I wanted to tie in because I think the last live stream that we did, I think it cut it off. And again, we were talking about when we left the top of the mountain and we had the howl on this side, and then something answered it off in the distance. Pink Unicorn and me heard that. The driver never heard it. But the strange thing about it was we got a little bit further down, and Pink Unicorn didn't hear what the driver and me heard. Again, we heard what sounded like the beginning of Prince in the song he's got called "Get Off," but it didn't do the second half of that scream. Or yeah, that's what it was. And when he slowed down, the only thing that was illuminating the background was the red brake lights. So the brake lights showed us what was going on behind us. And again, I tried my best to get video footage of it. And again, the UFO video footage, the UFO videos, we didn't have the opportunity because the camera, even though it had a brand new memory card, brand new batteries, it shut down. It just shut down. And I thought, okay, it's shutting down. So you can see if you go look at subscribe to the channel if you're already on the channel, go look at the last video that we did, and it will clearly show me trying to activate the camera again, and you'll see it just keeps shutting down. The only way I was able to record anything was the cell phone, which was kind of strange that the cell phone worked, but the camera didn't work. I didn't understand that. But the vehicle didn't have any panels to protect you. So if something wanted to reach in and grab you, it could grab you. And when he slowed down, the temperature had already dropped. I mean, it dropped like 20 degrees going down the mountain. This is in the middle. This is July in Arizona. And the temperature just plummeted. And he was talking about that and saying how, again, you can go back and check out the videos and you can hear it. You can hear him explaining what's going on or what he thought was going on. But once he slowed down, you could hear something running through the woods to the left of us. So we had something on this side howling, woo, and then something in the distance, woo, answered it. And then this side, something screamed. And then when he slowed down a little bit, something started running through the wood line. Of all the things that was unnerving for me, it wasn't the UFOs, it wasn't the portal, it wasn't the ghost. The only thing that made me feel a certain way, and I don't know if I was ready to see it, like I told you guys last time, it was the Bigfoot. That made me feel like, made me feel like I didn't want to see what was going on. I didn't want to see. Basically, you want to see some of this stuff, but you don't want to see it up close. You'd rather see it from a safe distance. And that's how I felt about the potential, the possibility that I would see a Bigfoot. Now, again, you can go to my site, you can go to the channel, sign up and everything, and you'll see the footprint that we saw of the possibly a Bigfoot, because it made a sound over to the left of us when we were getting warmed up to go do some fitness training. It was me and one of my clients. And so we explained that pretty much in that video. Again, we've been pretty much everywhere. But as we got we got closer to the bottom, right? Up in the sky, there was a half moon to the right. And coming in, we saw this globe, round, shining, lit up thing, and it started coming in our direction. And so I asked the driver, I said, you seeing that? You seeing that? Man, can you see that? And he says, I'm trying to look, but I don't want to run off the side of the mountain, so I got to keep my eyes on the road. And it came in for about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. It did its thing, and then it shot back off to the right. So that's the fifth thing that we've seen. I've never seen that much activity ever. I've always seen, like I said, I've seen them individually. I've never seen them as a group or at the same place at the same time. I've never seen that. Normally what I've seen is them individually. I had gone back home and we were eating dinner, me and the family. And my sister and me were talking about the time something ran us out of our house. It was we don't know what it was. I mean, See, it could be the thing about what we're talking about here. It could be portals that open up to other dimensions that let stuff in. I've talked to people who say they've had those experiences, and we definitely had that experience because it ran us out the house. And we were outside barefooted for about 30, 40 minutes, me and my sister, because whatever that was, she thought it was me, I thought it was her. And it opened up the door and she took off, and we were outside in the middle. We were in Kentucky in the middle of the wintertime with just no shoes, just socks, no jacket. And I don't know if you guys know how cold, if you know anything about Kentucky, it gets cold, man, like in the wintertime. It gets really cold. So we were talking about that. And so again, I've seen individual stuff. But I've never seen all three at the same place. Bradshaw Ranch, that's legit, man. I can't. My job ain't to make you believe. It's just to take you where I've been and try to provide as much footage as I can. And that is the hard part, because it's almost like as soon as you turn your device that can actually record. So it just seems weird. As soon as you turn that device off, guess what? Now here comes the crazy stuff. That's why I didn't keep my cell phone on, because I didn't know how much memory that I had left to spare, because I had recorded so much stuff. I didn't think I had anything left, and I wanted to get as much, at least going down, so you guys can see how dark it was and what was going on around us. That's why I did it that way. But there is stuff out here, man, whether you want to believe it or not. Certain, people may be here online and they gatekeep and they don't want to share information. They don't want to collaborate. And that's fine, because eventually you'll find some people that have the same mind that you have, and you'll be able to collaborate. Again, we have too many people trying to gatekeep. When I did that interview with Linda Eastburn, about the things that some soldiers that I had spoken with at the Dave and Buster's, I mean, they were saying stuff that only military guys would know, and saying certain code words only military guys would know. So I believe that if they're extraterrestrials, right? I believe they're already here, and we're not supposed to be talking about them, because just think, if we knew what was really going on, it would change the dynamic of everything that's going on. Religion, how you spend your money as far as electricity, gas, fossil fuels would pretty much go out the window. People wouldn't want to pay for these things because, hey, we got 0 point energy, where you don't have to have anything, and it's self-sufficient. But the powers that be wouldn't like that, because now you got them about to lose their fortune and their money and their power and control. And one thing about the elite, they don't like to relinquish power or control or money, but I say mostly power. And the rest of us are at the mercy. So the more we know, it's a good thing things like the internet's available, so we're not so constricted, because the media is only going to play, mainstream media is only going to play what those powers want you to know. So you literally got to get out and see stuff, and then do collaborations with people, because like I say, there's some stuff going on, man. I'm just telling you, what I saw at Bradshaw Ranch in the sky, there's no faking that. I mean, the portals that kept opening in front of us, there's no faking that. You couldn't see it with the naked eye, but you could see it through the night vision goggles. And it wasn't there immediately, it was there later. And then there was one off to the right, and it was doing the same thing. You couldn't see it with the naked eye, but you could see it with the night vision goggles. And then when Pink Unicorn got grabbed by Ashley, the spirit named Ashley, she said so much stuff, man. She was just like talking through the, you know how you have those ghost boxes, where the ghost can apparently speak through and channel energy through it. That's what was happening. It said they're coming. And then when it said that, it grabbed pink uniform. And so I'm just saying, there's some amazing stuff out there, and I'm going to be doing some collaboration with some really, really cool people. Pink Unicorn can tell you, man. Again, I know she was having nightmares and things, so I'm not fazed by it like that. I've seen it. I've seen it since I was a kid. Again, the only thing that would scare me is, or make me take pause, would be seeing a Sasquatch as big as they are, aggressive as I heard they have been. Because I don't believe every one of them are I believe more are aggressive because people keep coming up missing in these national parks, and there's not clothing, there's not blood, we're talking about ruling all of those things out. Now you have what you have remaining is people just getting abducted or just disappearing. They may be walking into those portals and disappearing. Areas like Skinwalker Ranch, Bradshaw Ranch, and then you have Yosemite. That's where the book that I wrote, Honest Side Kids, that's the second book in the Benefits of a Bullet series. It's talking about that. So most of what I write about is what I've seen, experienced, or been through. I just kind of try to tone it down a little bit. But I've seen some wild stuff. And anybody that's been around me for a long period of time or any length of time, you will see strange stuff around me. I'm not saying I'm a magnet for it, but I just see stuff, experience stuff. Feel like I'm in tune with a lot of things. So, and some people are put here for that purpose, to have a deeper connection with what's going on around us and in society. So I truly believe, like Oumuamua and what's his name, Dr. Ivid, I can't think of his name, but he's pretty. I think he's pretty spot on what he think Oumuamua is. And then you have Dr. Heinrich, what he saw in those files in Project Blue Book, and how stuff changed his mind. And there are other stuff. There's other stories that I've done. Like at one point, I had a lot of viewership, a lot of views on certain videos, right? But when I start talking about Eisenhower and the fact that he possibly signed a treaty with the aliens, I think the Grenada, I think it's the Grenada Treaty. And when I was going up with it, all of a sudden I put that video out, everything stopped. All the traction stopped. Like it literally stopped. It's like they're supposed to talk about certain things. I don't like that when they try to tie your hands so you can't talk about this or talk about that. But it's crazy. And like I say, Pink Unicorn, what was outside of the ghost grabbing you, what was the scariest thing that you saw or that you experienced? What outside of that? What was the scariest thing you saw? Because I mean, and maybe she's typing. Because I know for me, like I say, I don't know if she's still in here or not. But for me, like I say, I felt bad for her, but I told her, man, you know, be prepared, man. Again, I didn't expect to see all of that. I didn't expect to see. I didn't know what I expected. Because a lot of times, like especially when we went to Area 51, when I gone to Area 51, nothing happened initially right away, right? But then in the video, you can go look in the video. You'll see it, right? You'll see this It looks like it looks like a silver Tic Tac sitting in the sky, floating next to the vehicle. So, you know, and then when I went to Roswell to try to record in Roswell, the camera started glitching out. Oh, the UFO scared you? Plus, it was very, very dark and couldn't visibly see without the moon. Yeah, that was strange. That was kind of tough. Yeah, it was dark. It was very dark. I just found it weird when I'd ask people in person what was scared them the most. They didn't say UFOs. I think most of them said the ghost. And I think they said, a few said the Bigfoot, but most said the ghost. I said, well, again, UFO come right down and take you right on up and do the same thing that a portal would do to you. The Bigfoot physically can put his hands on you and throw you around. But I guess, you guys just had to be there. You had to be there to see it. And I apologize. I tried to get footage. I did. Excuse me. I got some footage, but I really tried to get better footage for you guys. I tried. I really did. But I wanted to tie up what we were talking about the other day. I wanted to tie that up and close that out because again, that was an experience that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Seeing the big four all at the same time, or at least the big three. But don't take this life for granted, man, and get out there and be more diversified in who you get your information from and who you share your viewership with. And the pictures that the driver shared for what happened in the past blew me away. Yeah, the driver was sharing demonic pictures of shadows. You could see it. He had captured them. You should have seen it. It was, you guys, that was something else as well. That was pretty intense too. That was crazy. Especially the one with the horns. Or the antler. I thought it was a skinwalker. But he said that it wasn't a skinwalker. It was a demon that kept calling himself Satan. But he said he knew it wasn't Satan because again, he's Native American and he's got I guess he's really connected because he did hit the drum. He did a Bigfoot holler, and he said he's not sure if he'll see anything. He can't guarantee anything, and you really can't. But when we're looking, like we're on top of the mountain, we could look down and see everything. We couldn't see anything, but you could hear stuff. So I kept the infrared and the night vision goggles because I have a pair of my own. I have a pair of both on my own. So yeah, we came prepared. Just don't know why the equipment. It's funny, the equipment always seems to fail when you're trying to capture something. So again, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, but I don't want you guys to, like I said, I'm doing some collaboration with some pretty cool people, and we may have some projects in the work for you outside of what I'm doing. So we definitely have the Trial of Shabazz coming out. I'm working on another Would You Dare novel, and the collab is coming up. So again, be diversified and don't just think only one person can tell a story. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, so basically, when I've gone to like Bigfoot conventions, you get in a group and it's you feel out of your element because there's not very many people that look. In fact, there's nobody that really looks like me when I go. And when I went to talk to Dr. Jeff Meldrum about the footprint that we had seen, it was like east to eastern Texas. And so, you got to be careful when if you look like me, you want to get in, see what you got to see, do what you got to do, you want to get out. You don't want to hang around. That was just a rule coming up as a kid. We don't, hang around in them areas like that. And so it never feels comfortable. So you take risks without taking risks and not knowing that you're taking a risk. Well, you know you're taking a risk, but you try to keep it PG, so to speak. So you don't really get an opportunity. You don't get a lot of opportunities to get out there, and the opportunities are there, but you kind of got to go with, say, another guy, if that makes sense. So you're not put in a position where something can jump off because you don't look like the people there, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of gatekeepers, man. And what I'm sharing with you guys, that's why I get out and do it basically on my own. So I don't have to worry about this and that and this person and that person. I can do it on my own. That's what I try to do. So make sure you when you get stories like this that are coming from other points of views, you're going to get a more well-rounded situation, because the aliens come in all shapes, colors, species, you name it, they come in all different forms. So why would, as a human, why would you only listen to one group telling the story when everybody has a story to tell? Especially if they got something legit, you see where you can see where that person has been. So diversification, I think that's the best thing. And again, would you dare want to be caught out there at Bradshaw Ranch experiencing what we experienced? And would you dare? Because I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it's one of those situations where you sit down and it really makes you think about what's going on, right? It really makes you think. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's on here a little longer than I wanted it to be. I want to wrap it up and tie those loose ends up. But Run Downtown is out. You guys get a good copy of that. Get a copy of my book. I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on this hard work. It's very, very, very good. Get a copy of the book. Support the work like you guys have always been doing. And remember, in closing, make sure to check the dark recesses of your home. Make sure you check the dark closets under your bed, things like that in your home. Make sure if you work late at night or into the wee hours of the morning, make sure you check in your car, under your car, around your car. Be mindful of your surroundings, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick with the Let's Help the Home. Would you dare? Until next time, you guys be safe and feeling the